already. Shinso will join the hero course in your second year.
Yay!
Make sure you don't let him outshine.
Class will he join, eh?
That's a weird way for him to learn that.
The particulars will come.
I do want Shinso to join the hero course, but I kind of want him to join Class B. Because I think he's a better fit there, and I also wouldn't want him to be in Class A activities all the time. Does that make sense? Also, wow, asking Mineta to get punished. Maybe he will.
Smashing into your chest.
Enough out of you. Today's class is already over.
Even Vlad's shutting him up.
He
Wow.
activated Shota's quirk remotely.
I have a task for you. Come visit Eri tomorrow.
Oh no! What? What?
Why?
Aizawa really wouldn't put a student in harm's way like that, right? Like, does he just want to see if Monoma can copy Eri's quirk, or does he actually want him to do something with it? Because that seems very dangerous to me, because Eri herself doesn't really know how to use her quirk, so I doubt Monoma would know how to use it right, like, directly after copying it. Like, I get, like, you could copy it and then do something that you want done, like, getting Mirio his power back. That would be great. I want Mirio to have his power back, but not... It seems very risky to have a student copy Eri's power.
Oh, wowzer, you learned how to write super...
It still introduces Mirio with his quirk as permeation, even though his quirk is actually gone. That's kind of heartbreaking in a way.
Like I did before the training match.
Yeah, this is good. This is a really good idea. So, because Bakugo knows the secret, they can kind of use him to help Deku out. That's really cool. I back when they had their fight and Bakugo like got all the information, I kind of didn't think that this could be a potential use for him, basically, so that they can do testing, like Midoriya's power can get tested.
Of either before.
Oh.
Predecessor with a shaved head. The person who had the quirk.
Not only has it not happened to him, but he doesn't actually know the history of the power either. Like, he doesn't know anything about the previous users except for his own predecessor. That's kind of interesting because he was chosen. I always assumed that, like Deku, All Might was chosen ahead of time to take the power. Like, it's shown him talking with Nana before he had the quirk, basically. So it's weird to me. At some point, the chain of custody for the information about One for All was broken, right? Because Nana had plenty of time to tell All Might about it, which means Nana didn't fully know. Which means at some point before the power got to her, someone had to pass on All for One without really any pre-planning. Like, and the information about the power, the complete information, kind of got broken because they weren't able to tell their predecessor before they themselves died. So we the users of One for All kind of lost some of their heritage / pedigree. They don't really know because of that. That's very interesting to learn. That means sometimes when the power was passed, it just barely managed to get passed on.
Before the other quirks living in One for All either.
See, so she did tell him about her predecessor.
Great, the city. You're just not.
It's kind of the exact, just like the name. It's exactly the opposite of All for One, though. All for One takes quirks and banks them up, whereas One for All only goes to volunteers, basically. And it's not like it can't gain quirks besides from the people that wielded it. So, and it's not like it takes their quirk either. Like, I'm pretty sure after Nana gave All Might One for All, that she still had whatever her natural quirk was. That didn't go with it. It just made a copy or something. You know what I mean?
Maybe it'd be best if we call it a day.
Right, sure.
Well, you kind of have to since Bakugo walked out.
In that match.
Like, just beat each other up to show how much they care about each other.
But on the other hand, there's a limit to
Come to mingle and talk about the training.
Casual Class B. Oh my god. Spinetta!
I've been looking for you. Works.
I don't think Mina will be successful in making Mina a regular person. He will always be a perv.
This whole
I mean, it's just another part of my original
He's so
power.
serious.
Today was the first time something like that happened to you.
How can you be sharp and dull at the same time?
You were amazing, Todoroki. I didn't know you'd gotten so good at using
I think-
your flames.
I don't know about Todoroki sometimes. His personality is kind of an enigma.
seems the two of us. I have to.
It's almost like he has that cool personality. I don't know if it's a facade or like his other emotions have just been beaten out of him. Like, that's the sad part to think about, is that that's really what could have happened, is just he became like this cool cucumber just because he didn't really have any choice otherwise. Like, he kind of shut off. That's real depressing. Let's not think about that anymore.
Start aiming even higher.
Allow me to take care of the paperwork and clearances.
There we go. We haven't seen Nezu in a
Shinzo
while.
sure reminds me of the emo kid you used. Or is this really about Shirakumo?
If you have something to say, make
Who's
it
that?
brief. I have somewhere to be.
Who's
It's
Shirakumo?
nothing. Just reminiscing about the old days.
That's right, they were classmates, right?
Bad guy. Oh no.
Downsides. I'm sorry, I'm a man
He
who
just
follows the path of
swipes
peace
the
and
text
justice.
off the
How dare
screen.
you malign me, sir? Do you have any idea
I
why
do not
Phil was
see
asked
it.
to come here?
Ah,
That he does what?
You out, it seems. Sorry, sir.
Oh, it doesn't work.
disappointing, but it's not your fault.
Form of energy. I don't copy the stored up fuel that would make it function.
That's right. I was right. So he did copy One for All, but the thing that makes it strong is the people having passed their own powers and strength through it. He doesn't get that part. So it's like he's the original brother again with really nothing to show for it. And the same with Eri. Like, Eri's power requires time to recharge, right? Her horn grows stronger, and she can only use so much of her power before it's used up, and she has to recharge. So he's basically gets it with no charge.
Shirakumo could copy the base power, but he'd still be skinny.
I draw these.
Power, trained with it, and taught her how to use it safely. But I suppose that was a long
She
shot.
can only train for like 5 minutes at a time, though.
Really sorry. Have this power.
Oh, don't wish
Don't get
that.
sad. I know. Think of them like
When
the
he
knives
said
of the
your
kitchen.
power is a
They may be
blessing, I
dangerous, but
just
if they're
about
sharp
lost
and
it.
you use them right, they make yummy food, huh?
Yeah, it did come from All for One, but like also the brother's power mixed with it too. So part of it is like the ethos or like the morality behind One for All, like the mission of the power has also been passed down within the core. And because we can see like the shadows of their personalities in there, that means like if you gave someone One for All that didn't actually know about its history, would they still somewhere inside know that they need to fight All for One? Because that's what all of the people inside the power thought. Can they convey that to you somehow? I do wonder about that. We'll never know because Midori is the main character, so he's going to have this power for the rest of the show. But it is something to think about.
Be careful not to slip!
Close the door, you guys. Sue's going into hibernation.
Oh
We'll
no!
get her warmed up.
Her froggy body can't handle the cold.
Anyone know what time Todoroki?
Are you ready, Plankton Brains?
I don't remember that plant person being in the previous class.
Let's begin.
Psyched I got my license before they did. It's the only thing I've ever beaten those two at.
Someone feeling?
Another person just fly away.
The fish are biting.
Isn't this a little high profile for like random thievery?
Trouble. Wait for the.
Okay, Bakugo and Todoroki in action. He can freeze the wave. Boom. Watch out, villains.
Jeez. How many minutes have to pass before we can be heroes?
That's a good line.
What's the... I won't let you ruin this!
Get a real job!
Too bad for you we happened to cross your path.
Makes me feel all tingly inside.
Carbonation.
I'm way more determined than some punk kids who should be doing their
As far as
own
water powers go, his is the strongest we've seen.
More determined to get away scot. Oh, whoa! These items are strong! Ah!
Pretty.
Is this going to be something about the support items?
Young lady, get...
He rolled up his sleeve to not burn up his uniform.
Flash freeze, heat wave.
Maybe you didn't know. Carbonated water goes flat when heated.
Pulled that crap at the sports
Oh,
fest.
that's funny.
Well,
That was such a good moment in the early show.
Heard it all.
Of course not.
And you can just leave the rest of this mess to slide and go. That's me!
Slide and go.
Using inferior goods from the
Nope.
black market.
Nope, nope, nope. They self-destructed to hide the evidence. There's something going on with support items, like that black market guy that the League of Villains is always talking to. He's not part of them, but they get stuff from him. So there's like an underground villain support item network. But they get this one was kind of souped up, so maybe there's something going on
Two
there.
of you were amazing tonight.
You got your licenses.
Yay!
Proud of you. Thank you.
Aww.
You did it! Congrats!
Look what great people they are.
Together, it'll be great, Kachan.
As post-credit scenes go, it's nothing earth-shattering, but that is fun. That's fun. Well, so I guess the next plot will be what's going on with the League since All for One went down, and actually since Kurogiri got captured too, right? So that kind of puts a damper in some of their plans. I don't know. Dobby seemed to be off on his own. You got the Hawks thing going on. You got the support item thing going on. There's a lot of threads to pull together here. Now that we're gonna have actual, bad guy, good guy plot now instead of just training. So